Yeah. What the fuck? Tylon.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Tylon.
Not much.
What brings you to this internet?
I was just checking in. It kind of seemed like you needed a caller, so I thought I'd call in.
What's in the bag on top of the fridge?
Pancake mix.
Nice.
Hell yeah. I have wanted some fucking pancakes. So I don't often crave pancakes.
Yeah.
I'm going to say almost never. For some reason, the past couple days, a fat ass stack of fucking pancakes. That sounded so good.
I haven't had pancakes in a while. No, I did. I had pancakes in Texas for PAC South.
Oh, really?
For breakfast one day. Yep.
Oh, no kidding.
Last day.
Pancakes, I would also take a big ass Belgian waffle. Either way. And people always ask, oh, pancakes or waffles? Pancakes or waffles? To me, this is my perspective. Kevin, you tell me if you feel different. Yeah. This is my view on that is they're the same shit, but some days I want something fluffy and some days I want something a little crispier.
Yeah.
That's purely it.
It's the same batter. It's just what shape you want it in.
Yeah.
Which way you want it.
But I find with the waffle, but you could kind of it's brown, gold.
Yeah, it crisps up more than
crispier.
It's crispier than it's the same batter, but it's just crispier and more crisp surface area on a waffle, obviously, because it's all bumpy and stuff. But
so certain days I want one, certain days I want the other. But on paper, they're the same shit. So I don't, I can't say one is better. It's just what do I want that day. That's how I feel.
What's your opinion on French toast?
I love it. I love French toast.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you know what? I don't find myself going to it like I do pancakes or waffles.
It's sweet eggy bread. Give it to me.
Yeah, but exactly. But I would never ever turn that down. You can't go wrong with French toast.
Nice. Yeah.
But I'm not going to say it's better than both, though. I've had some good ass pancakes and some good ass waffles, but it's. I would never say no to French toast.
I like
can't
waffles because you can turn it into a sandwich. Like you can put stuff in the middle of it and have a waffle sandwich.
Absolutely. And I also feel like waffles lend themselves. This is another just my opinion thing. I feel like waffles also lend themselves if you want. Now I don't do this most of the time, but if you want to add stuff to waffles, like you want to put something on top. Mm-hmm. I feel like waffles lend themselves to that a little better. Sometimes with pancakes, people will put shit all over pancakes, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like with pancakes, this is just me, but when I have pancakes, I don't really want stuff on them, but it's a good platform for other syrups. Hey, maple syrup. Hey, you know what? No, today I want boysenberry syrup, and I'll put that on. Mm-hmm. Whereas waffles, I don't get nuts with the syrup, but they lend themselves more to hey, if you want to throw some things on it, maybe a strawberry or maybe chocolate chips or something. I'd rather have that on waffle than I don't know what that is. I don't know why I think that.
Do you also like it? Do you like it when there's stuff put into the batter, like blueberries or chocolate?
I like blueberry pancakes and stuff.
Yeah, I don't need that, but I like it.
I've never enjoyed chocolate in pancakes, like chocolate chip pancakes.
Really?
Never. I don't. I feel the same way about putting chocolate chips in an oatmeal raisin cookie. It's like
don't do that. But
it's just not supposed to be there.
I've had mostly bad. I'm gonna say 99% of the time, chocolate chips in pancakes. I agree. I've had some that were good.
Really?
I've had some where it was damn, that was legit good. That worked. But most of the time, don't bother.
Yeah. Just give me plain ones or blueberry. That's where I stand.
Yeah, but I agree though. In general, if you had to ask me, I'd just give me regular ones. Yeah. I had some when I was. Where did I go? I was in Vegas, and we went somewhere that had chocolate chip pancakes that I was legitimately impressed by.
Really?
But I can't think of many more. Most of the time, it's just trying too hard. It's no.
Yeah.
Just.
Are you cooking?
Yes, I am.
What are you making?
I'm making a rice bowl with pork.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Not pancakes? You weren't whipping up a pancake?
Huh?
You weren't whipping up any pancakes?
No, but my roommates do. I'm not a huge pancake guy. I can probably only have one or two, and then I'm done. I'm more of a French toast type of guy, or just eggs and bacon.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the IHOP in Texas had, and I don't know if every IHOP has this, but I've never seen it before. It was all you can eat pancakes for $5.
I think they all have that.
You can add any meal, and you add.
I think that's a permanent thing now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, Kevin, for the record, I have hundreds of dollars in credit at IHOP.
That's a lot of
Don't forget, we keep not going to IHOP. Everyone eats for free if you go with me to IHOP.
Can I get 2 all-you-can-eat pancakes?
You could get fucking 20.
Just live lavishly. I want 2 all-you-can-eat for myself.
Just to recap, everybody, I won the Christmas cast, and that was the prize. We got a stack of IHOP gift cards. I got a stack that thick. No one's paying for IHOP ever again when you're with me. You don't ever have to work again. That's one of my favorite gags in King of the Hill. Is the character Lucky? Why they call him Lucky? Because he slipped on PP at the Costco, and he got or whatever they say, and he got a settlement out of. Yep, and they were like, "Whoa, he got a settlement? Yeah, he got $50,000." And then the character who was played by Tom Petty goes, "Yep, never have to work again in my life." He got $50,000. Yep, never have to work another day in my life. That I don't know why that made me laugh so hard.
I don't it's $5 for all you can eat pancakes.
Yeah,
but I don't see how I can eat more than the normal amount of pancakes.
When I think
save me money by getting just a normal stack of pancakes.
Same, yeah. I at the most fat I can be in terms of whoa, dude, you pigged out. I'm thinking I can go 2. 2 is probably I'm good.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm super hungry and I'm fucking going all out. 4.
Yeah.
More than that.
But again,
I'm good.
how much? What is there? I don't think 4 pancakes is even $5.
Yeah.
So all you can eat
I ain't doing more than 4.
And they say you can add it to a meal, so it's you're already I couldn't see myself eating bacon, eggs, sausage, and hash browns and stuff, and okay, give me a stack of pancakes. High.
At the most, I could. I'm talking 2 to 4.
Yeah.
3 is probably actually good if I'm I really want to pig out, but I have other stuff. 3 is probably good because when you get an omelet there, they give you 3.
Oh.
And I'm fucking full.
Yeah.
That is the omelet and 3 of those pancakes, I'm good. Stuffed. Cost me $8.25 for the whole fucking ball of wax. I walked out of that place fucking stuffed. It's a fucking working man supposed to do. You go to one of them Starbucks.
I feel like they do that also with Red Robin with their unlimited fries.
Yes.
Because usually I'll get 1 refill of fries, but I can barely take it down because they got real big burgers. So if I want to get more fries, then I have to get a smaller burger, or I just get a big burger and don't get a refill of fries.
Yeah, they do have the bottomless fries there. I've heard from a lot of people that is inconsistent.
Really,
that it's just you? I mean, what's been your experience with it?
From my experience, most of the times I go to, they will give me a refill of fries, but sometimes they'll try to cut you off, if you get what they consider is too much, because sometimes I'll get 2 or 3 refills and then they cut you off.
Yeah.
Why? It's a bottomless. There's no bottom. And fries are not that expensive to make.
I would love to do a video where we just stay all day and keep getting fries and drink refills. That I would love to be okay, today, get to the restaurant when it opens and just stay
all day.
That would be a good video.
Somebody must have done that a hometown buffet where they go for breakfast and they stay all the way until they switch the food to lunch food.
Yeah.
And then to dinner food.
Yeah.
That must have happened.
That's got to be.
They have to probably kick some people out every once in a while.
Shoot, I'd try that.
People are saying you look like ISIS. Now, here's why I want to bring that up. I know you're not ISIS personally, so I'll just go on record and say you're not. I want to see if just mentioning it gets us demonetized on YouTube when it eventually happens. Because I brought any of those videos on my personal channel that I brought that up, that I say ISIS, are completely flagged. Anyway, so maybe this is too. Who knows? But I was cracking up I was cracking up recently because I follow this channel where I think it was I think they're MMPR Toys is the name of the channel, whatever. But they look at old like Super Sentai and Power Rangers like figures and stuff. I really like the channel because they dig up a bunch. It's almost like the toy version of Tecmone. You know, where Tecmone, he looks up vintage tech.
Yeah.
Well, they'll dig up like, oh, remember these toys from '97? Like, look, we found them in the box, and you know, it's great. But anyway, they found it's the anniversary of Power Rangers Wild Force. I think it's the 15th anniversary or something. And they busted out the Megazords, and they were cracking up because they're like, we're not gonna say what this Megazord was because we just don't want to get demonetized. But it did not age well. And the whole time, I'm like, this is the series I think I stopped watching. What the fuck was it? Was it like Pussy Megazord or what? Like what was it? And sure enough, it was ISIS Megazord. And that's just man. Yeah. That was cracking me up. It's like, ooh, bad timing. What were you gonna say?
You're getting arrested. Because I think the Red Ranger, who then went on to go on Samurai, he got arrested for, I think, killing his roommate with a sword.
Yeah. Do you know about that?
No.
The Red Ranger in that specific series got arrested because he killed his roommate with a samurai sword. And it was like, what? So he got arrested, went to court.
Yeah.
All that shit happened. This was years ago. Mm-hmm. And it was like, he was like crying and all this stuff. And he was like, it was self-defense. This roommate was like trying to break down my door and was going to hurt him or hurt his girlfriend or something like that. I may be wrong on all this, by the way. This might be all bullshit.
No, I think you're right. I read the same thing.
But anyway, this was years ago, and it got taken out. He got excused. Like, it was like, okay, well, self-defense, whatever. I don't know what the hell happened. That was years ago. Then just recently, it got pulled back into court and re-evaluated. And they were like, nah, you killed him. Like, this was murder. And that was it. He got guilty. Like, so what? I don't know if anyone knows more about it, but what the hell happened that it got thrown out, for self-defense, and then later, like, there had to be new evidence.
There had to be.
But what came out that was new evidence? But like, whatever happened, they got, that's what I thought. See, Jeremy 004 in the chat said, doesn't that fall under double jeopardy?
Yeah, I thought.
That's what I thought too, is once you get excused, that's it. But maybe the case wasn't over, I don't know. But something happened where it was like, it flared back up again and it was bad. So I don't know. If anybody else out there knows more about that, tell me. Apparently he was convicted of not murder, but involuntary manslaughter.
Okay,
that makes sense.
Okay, so he was clear of murder, but okay.
So it's like Nick Cage and Con Air.
What's that?
Like Nicolas Cage and Con Air.
And Con Air. Okay, I never saw Con Air. Did you see?
I loved Con Air.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think you brought that up.
It's so cheesy. It's like The Rock. I don't know if you've seen The Rock.
Yeah.
It's very similar to kind of that feeling of a movie, that kind of type of action movie.
Right. Okay. Because I have a lot of. I know 90s. A lot of people who are into it for that reason.
Super 90s. I love it.
When I was in the early 90s, in the early 90s, my parents they bought a new house. They were building brand new houses near my school. Mm-hmm. And they bought a house there. They got like a really good deal, and we were moving, and so it was like, oh, okay, cool. And they sold the house that we lived in. They sold it, and then the new house was not done. They weren't done building it in time.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, well, this is when we're supposed to move in. And it was like, sorry. So there was like a period of like 2 weeks or something, or a month, where we were homeless. So we had to get out of that house and move into the new one wasn't ready. So we lived for a little while with a family friend, and her house, she had the biggest, I don't know where she got it, but she had a Con Air poster the size of a fucking wall. Like, it was
like
gigantic.
a theater
It took up the
poster,
whole
like,
wall.
like something you'd take from a theater. Or
She got it
something
from a
getting ready
theater or something,
Yeah.
and she loved that movie. And so for a while, we lived in this person's house who had every day I saw this giant Con Air,
Yeah.
and it was just like, what?
Con Air's a good movie.
I lived in this person's house that I barely knew and played Dr. Mario because that was the only video game they had hooked up at that time that had just come out. And that was a weird time. I slept on a cot in a family friend's house, and my family stayed there too. It's funny, at that time that seemed totally normal to me. It's like, yeah, we stay here until the new house is done. But I think back and it's like, shit, man, that must have sucked.
Yeah.
Like, imagine like Sean's whole family like having to live like at your house for a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
or you know what I mean? Like, what a weird
enough
time.
to transition into the new house.
Yeah, but it was a family, like we've known
Yeah.
her forever. It wasn't a stranger. It was just, weird at that time. But yeah, I had to look at that Con Air poster, and I think she had a poster for that Bruce Willis movie too. What was
Armageddon?
it? No, it was because it's early '90s. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
what was they made an NES game out of it?
Die Hard?
What?
Die Hard?
No,
No,
no, I would know Die Hard. No, is that, you know what I mean? Hudson Hawk. That's what it was.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a
Hudson Hawk.
poster for that too, I think. She just had a bunch of movie stuff. I remember being at that house when Batman finally came out on VHS. The first Tim Burton Batman came out on VHS, and I was scared to watch it. But I remember thinking it was so cool when that VHS came out. The cover was just the bat. Do you know that gold symbol?
Yeah.
It didn't say Batman or anything on it, and I thought that was so. I'd never seen anything like that as a kid. It was like, whoa, they don't even need to say the name.
No, they know the symbol.
Batman. Like, that was so cool. So then that got me to watch it. But I was scared. I was like, the movie looked dark and the Joker was in it. But I watched it and I loved it. And then my dad took me to see Batman Returns, and that blew my ass off.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that movie, I fucking loved Batman Returns.
That was the first one I saw. I don't think I saw the first one when I was a kid. I saw the second one.
I saw the first one on tape later on,
Yeah.
and I liked it. But
I love the penguin and
but
stuff. It
the-
was scary.
Yeah, the second one was just, that was my shit. Like that,
Yeah.
and that was a creepy movie.
Mhm.
But it didn't
It was
scare
very
me too
dark,
bad. Like,
definitely-
what's
Definitely
that?
a movie. Oh, sorry. So that was definitely a darker Batman movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it never. You know what though? It's funny. It was a darker movie, probably, maybe a creepier movie. But it's funny. I remember being more scared watching the first one, and it's funny because it's not as dark of a movie
No.
thinking about it now. But you know what? It had kind of some heavy themes in it. With him, like the parents getting killed and stuff. That was kind of heavy to me as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of like, oh my gosh, someone just walked up and shot his parent. That was foreign to me, so that was kind of creepy. The Batman Returns was dark, but it's almost like it wasn't as heavy of a. It's like they throw the baby down into the sewer, but then it's like I'm just watching it as a kid. I'm like, okay, cool, he's going to turn into the Penguin now.
Yeah.
It's like it didn't weigh in on me like the stuff in the first one did. But that's just me. I don't know what was wrong with me.
I will say, just with like the Joker transformation, when Jack's asking for a mirror and he just starts laughing and breaks everything. That was definitely a very scary moment. when I
Yeah,
was
and he
a kid.
fries
I
the
forgot-
dude at that
I
meeting
forgot
too.
about that, yeah.
Yeah.
That was all,
Or
for
when,
some reason, that was all way scarier to me. And it's funny because right now I'm thinking about both movies. There's way more scary shit in the second one. But as a kid, for some reason, that affected me a lot. That scared the shit out of me.
That and when like Vicky throws like water or something in Jack's face, and he like acts like he just got his face burned off, and then you see like his makeup coming down showing his white face. That was also a pretty creepy moment.
Yeah.
Or he stabbed a guy with a quill. Like, yeah, there was a lot of. Even though, when you compare the two movies, the first one still had a lot of like dark moments.
Yeah.
But also, Batman Returns also had a very dark moments. Like the Penguin, looking back on it, they made him pretty scary for, in comparison to every other version of the Penguin.
Yeah. I'm not going to say that is the definitive Penguin, because whenever I think of the Penguin, I still think of like like the proper man in a top hat kind of like I honestly picture like
Really?
the 60s series or the Batman the animated
Yeah,
series
that's
version.
the only penguin I know. I don't know any other penguin.
Yeah, I just feel like that's the classic version of it. But my favorite penguin is that like I think of that
Danny
stuff,
DeVito.
but if you're asking me what's my favorite penguin, that to me, Batman Returns is the one thing that made him interesting. Like the other versions of him, he's okay, but Batman Returns to me is so good. But if you're talking again, definitive version of any character, I think hands down in any format, the best Catwoman is Michelle Pfeiffer. I don't think they've topped that character in any other form. Penguin, there's different versions. Even the Joker, you might have different versions. You know what I mean? Like you like, oh, I like Nicholson was really good, but I mean Heath Ledger, come on. You know, you might have your preference. But to me, Catwoman to me is like there's not been a better Catwoman. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you on that. Just because Michelle Pfeiffer definitely brought her own in that. And feel like did a pretty good job. I felt like Michelle Pfeiffer was probably the most original version of the Catwoman.
Yeah.
I mean, and as for Penguin, I do also see the Penguin as more of just like he's the mob boss, he's the rich guy. He may look fat, but you know he's untouchable. But whenever I think of the appearance of Penguin, I always think of Batman Returns with like his 3 fingers, his really long nose, and
I actually think, like I said, that's not what I picture when it's just like the classic Penguin. But I think that movie did a good job making him more interesting than that. Like, 'cause the Penguin is not really that interesting of a character generally, I think. But that movie made him like, man, that was a fucking great character. So that is my favorite version of the Penguin. I'm just saying, like, you know, the Joker, there's kind of a lot of different versions of. I don't know what's the definitive one. I mean, I could tell you my favorites, but I always liked that people point out that somebody pointed this out online that like each Joker has been a great version in terms of like what you expect from them. So like the 60s Joker that's in like the 60s show, that's like, to me, that's like the perfect representation of the Joker as a clown.
Yeah.
Kind of that way in animated series too. Whereas Nicholson's Joker is like the Joker as the gangster. You know, like he's like the fucking terrible, bad criminal guy that you don't want to mess with. And then Heath Ledger is like the Joker as the psychopath, where it's like, I've got no fucking angle. I've got no plan. Like burn it all, you know, kind of thing. So, and then Jared Leto's Joker, the fucking god, because he's perfect.
Nailed it. Mastered it.
Yeah. I think what makes a really good Joker is one that doesn't try to copy from the other. I feel like you just got to do your own thing. Like Nicholson and Ledger are so different, but that's what makes them both so great because each actor adds their own. Even with like Leto's Joker, he still tried to do his own thing, and I respect him for it, even though it didn't fully go off well. But I do give Jared Leto that props that he tried to do something that was else. And I'm actually really excited for Joaquin Phoenix because I have a really good feeling he's also going to add his own element.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in a like weird space with all of the DC characters right now. Like, I don't know if I'm not going to say I'm looking forward to that movie personally, but I do like Joaquin Phoenix. He's a good ass actor. Yep. So I can't say that that's, you know, a bad idea. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from that, but what's everyone's favorite Joker in the chat? I'd be curious what everyone, you know, I think like, again, like the 60, you know, honestly, in terms of being the classic Joker, probably the animated series. I mean, Mark Hamill fucking kills it. That to me is like maybe the best version of the classic Joker, but Heath Ledger made it his own character, and man, that's fucking untoppable. So I don't know what to say. To me, Heath Ledger isn't like the classic Joker, but just like what Danny DeVito did with the Penguin, he made it its own demented thing that I think is fucking awesome. So I don't know if I would say that. I don't know what I would say. So
I feel like, yeah, I can't play favorites with the Joker. I mean, if people ask me what my favorite Joker is, I always say Mark Hamill, because Mark Hamill is the voice of Joker.
Yeah, that's
But
like classic Joker.
yeah, but I like you said, I love Heath Ledger's Joker. I love Nicholson's Joker.
Yeah.
All of them are really great because they all bring something different. But I just can't play favorites when it comes to that.
Yeah. Who's your favorite Aquaman?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen the new one yet, just because I've just been burned out on the DC movies.
Yeah, me
But
too.
to me, the ideal Aquaman is like probably the Justice League one. That or with the design of the original Aquaman. Like, I love the orange and green color of Aquaman, but I like it when he acts like like a badass or a king, because a lot of people forget that Aquaman can take on Superman. He can take on a lot of the heavy hitters, but I feel like most people forget.
Well, in all honesty, I was just kidding with that question because I didn't think there was another Aquaman other than the one that just came out.
It's like saying, "What's your favorite Silver Surfer?"
Yeah, I didn't realize he was ever in like the cartoon. I mean, I know obviously the comics, I know that, but I guess I'm in my mind, I'm just thinking of like movie stuff, and I didn't even think about any other form of Aquaman. So
The Justice League cartoon, the one that was by Bruce Timm, that did have Aquaman, and it was actually a pretty good portrayal.
yeah, my brother swears by that. He's like, Rocco, watch that fucking show. I never did. Like, I love Batman the Animated Series, but they did a Justice League show, and I always hear it's great, and I didn't watch it.
Yeah, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited are definitely great, especially if you're a fan of Batman the Animated Series and Superman the Animated Series,
Yeah.
because whenever they do bring in the Joker a few times, and they bring back Mark Hamill for him. But they also got,
that's cool.
It's also great because that was my introduction to Jon Stewart as the Green Lantern, and I feel like they do a really great job with them, as well as just like all the characters, because you got, especially with Unlimited,
Yeah.
bringing like all these very low tier DC characters like the Question and Green Arrow and all sorts of people back when like no one really knew who they were.
Mhm.
It was definitely a great introduction to a lot of like unknown DC characters.
Okay. That's
Especially
cool. Yeah.
I grew up in love with Green Arrow. I was so happy to see him in Justice League.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's awesome. Real quick, just going back to those movies, like the Tim Burton Batman and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. They need to just ditch what's going on with Batman now in the DC universe, whatever. Like, bail on that shit. The Ben Affleck, you rat fuck. If you're watching this, bail on all that. I'm telling you. If they had Michael Keaton back in that role, Michael Keaton's hot right now. Put him back in that role and have it be Batman now. Like, that he's like struggling to stay as Batman. Like, oh my God. Like, would you I mean,
Oh, yeah.
right?
I'd totally see that.
I would see that day one. Like, right now, I'm kind of like, I don't know what's going on with the DC thing and Batman. I'm kind of like checked out. If they had Michael Keaton back in that role, and hey, you know what? Michelle Pfeiffer's on a hot streak too. Bring her back. Like, they're still around in that universe, and if you checked in on that universe now,
It's never gonna happen though. He's committed to Beetlejuice too. Like, he's set.
Is that really happening?
It's a Ghostbusters 3.
You've been hearing about it for 20.
I heard. Oh, it's also Hocus Pocus 2. Every holiday, every Halloween season, it's like, dude, I heard Hocus Pocus 2 is greenlit, and they're gonna make it.
It's ready to go.
Yeah.
You know what's another thing that happens every year, and I just realized this the other day. And tell me if you've encountered this. I found a new thing that happens all the time, and people fall for it every time. When the Super Bowl gets close, they have some dumb commercial with an old character or something in it.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And every year people fall for it, where they go, dude, Ferris Bueller's coming back. It's almost the Super Bowl, so I'm sure it's a commercial. No! Oh, it was.
They just talked about this with bringing Jeff Bridges as the Big Lebowski for a Super Bowl.
Yeah, have you seen this?
No.
He did a new thing as like the dude
Really?
from Big. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
You like that movie?
Yeah, I thought it was good.
I can't remember if I watched it back when I worked at Blockbuster, and I think I was indifferent. I can't remember it honestly.
Yeah.
It does require like 2 or 3 watches to to get an opinion.
Yeah. But yeah, it's that. Like they put up a vague clip of him in that character, and everyone's like, "Dude, what's gonna happen? Big Lebowski too?" And it's like, "Nope, it's
gonna happen.
It's gonna be a commercial."
They were written a check to play this character again because it makes the commercial money.
Yep.
So that's it.
Every year, it's the same thing.
Dude, Home Alone, another one. It's like, no, it's a Google Chrome commercial. Come on. Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't blame the people entirely because there's a lot of misleading shit out there, But yeah, it happened with Ferris Bueller. Every year there's someone that's like, "Oh, they're back, dude, they're back."
No, they were written a check to play their character again.
But Ghostbusters is apparently happening. Like
2020.
Man, that's something else.
Ghostbusters 3 was the video game. They even said, that they wanted to call it Ghostbusters 3 the entire time, and they couldn't. So everybody can that. It's the definitive Ghostbusters.
Yeah, totally.
Like,
the new one, hey, if they get all the people in it and it's in the same universe, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
But I'm not keeping my hopes up. But that game nailed it. That game got the aesthetic. It got the it's
music, everything was great,
and it wasn't overly like fan servicey to the plot where reference the last one. It wasn't. It was like shit just continued.
And you don't play as a Ghostbuster. I mean, you don't play as one of the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
They're just kind of with you and helping you out.
Yeah, you're the observer. Yeah, and I think I thought it was great. I love that game. I wish that would get a port to something.
Yeah,
give me that on. Give me that on Switch. Come on. Somebody brought this up in the chat too. Anyone remember a couple years ago the Super Bowl? Every commercial was about a kid that died, or something. Every commercial was about like to make you cry or upset you.
Yeah,
that was poor timing. Anyway, thank you for your call, Tylon.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck breaking out of that organization.
I will.